guys, it's Sesame, and today we're going to be showcasing Jiaoqiu alongside Kafka and Black Swan. And for question of the day, let me know in the comments down below. If you had to pick your top 3 characters in Honkai Star Rail, who would they be? For me personally, I am thinking Branya, Black Swan, and the third one is really tough. I actually really like Boot Hill though, because I love the cowboy vibes, you know? He's just so cool. He literally goes, "What the fork?" And I love him. He's just so freaking funny. Also, if you guys enjoy videos like these, do make sure to subscribe to win your next 50/50 and also hit the like button to support the video. And now let's get straight into it. For today, we are going to be using the damage over time team, which will include Kafka, Black Swan. We're going to have Jiaoqiu here, and we're also going to have Gallagher. Gallagher is just going to be my sustain of choosing for today because of the fact that he's actually really good at breaking enemy toughness meters in this MOC, so we're going to be using him. For Jiaoqiu, he's just a really interesting character, and I really want to take advantage of his debuffs for this team in particular. So we're going to be doing that today, just showing him off with the damage over time team just to see how it performs, and we're just going to use our techniques and get straight into it. Also, real quick, if I do sound a little bit tired, it is because it is really late at night, so that is why. But what we're going to do is use our skill with Jiaoqiu, and then we're also going to use our ultimate. And for those that did not see my last video, I thought we can quickly explain Ashen Roast, which Ashen Roast will increase the damage received by enemies, and this is also considered a vulnerability. What's really good about this is that it could be beneficial just as a general debuff because of the fact that your whole team will be able to deal now increased damage output to an enemy inflicted with Ashen Roast. Plus, an enemy inflicted with Ashen Roast will also be considered a burn, which burn is a form of damage over time, and that's why I really wanted to test out this team for you guys today. As for the other enemy, they have 2 stacks of Ashen Roast, and then the main enemy right here has 3 stacks. It's primarily because we use our skill on the main enemy, which is the big guy over here, which allowed us to inflict 2 stacks of Ashen Roast onto him, while the other enemy, which was adjacent, only received 1 stack. Which the reason why the big enemy received 2 stacks of Ashen Roast is because Jiaoqiu's skill will be able to inflict 1 stack of Ashen Roast on the primary target, and then his ultimate will allow him to inflict 1 stack of Ashen Roast on an enemy with his basic attack skill or ultimate, which is why this big guy right here did receive 2 stacks. But if we were to use the ultimate real quick, which this ultimate is so cool, literally let him cook. I said this last video, I gotta say it again. If we look now, 4 stacks of Ashen Roast, and we also have an additional debuff now, which is created from Jiaoqiu's ultimate, which enemy targets in the zone, and you guys can see this lava soupy like zone. I don't know if this is lava or soup. I think it's soup though, because he was just cooking them up. But if it's not soup, then it is what it is. But enemy targets will receive increased ultimate damage, and this is really good if you are using him on a team where the main damage dealer or multiple damage dealers, whatever it may be, have really powerful ultimates, which Kafka, in my opinion, can take advantage of this since her ultimate can be pretty powerful. And that's why he works really nicely with Acheron, especially because Acheron has so much damage from her ultimate, for example. And there are definitely multiple characters that can take advantage of this in particular, but it's also just another nice debuff for sure. And what's even better about the zone is that when he uses his ultimate, he will actually inflict all enemies with the highest number of Ashen Roast stacks on the field. So as you guys can see, this big guy has 4 stacks of Ashen Roast, and this other guy has also 4 stacks of Ashen Roast. We took the highest stacks, which was from the big guy, and now this enemy also has all 4 stacks as well, which this is amazing for just being able to increase the damage that all enemies will receive from your team. And this is really good as well if you are using a character that has AoE capabilities, because now all of these enemies are going to take increased damage. So that's really cool for sure. And now we're just going to use our skill with Black Swan. With Gallagher, we're just going to basic attack right here, and then we're going to break this enemy on the left with Kafka. There we go. And now we are going to get hit, but this is perfectly fine. And now he's going to summon his minions, but this is fine as well. We're going to get hit, but it's okay. And now what we can do is use Jiaoqiu's skill. And now with Black Swan, we can use her ultimate right after doing a basic right here. So here is her ultimate. So there we go. And I freaking love this ultimate. It is so freaking pretty. So now with Kafka, we can use her ultimate right here. Boom. And now we can weakness break these enemies like so. Well, bam! And now punch this big guy right here. And we can use Kafka's skill. Turbulence is gonna come in and just get rid of both of them for us. And now what's even cooler is that we just entered this next wave, right? And Kokolya immediately has the maximum number of Ashen Roast stacks, which is 5 stacks. If you go into the next wave of enemies with the zone still active, they're going to be inflicted with the maximum number of Ashen Roast stacks from the previous wave. So that's why Kokolia has 5 sacks. This big guy right here also has 5 sacks. So this is just really nice for the debuff uptime for sure. It literally is staying the entire fight. This is awesome. Now with Gallagher, we can basic attack. And now with Kafka, we can use her skill. And then Black Swan, we can use her skill as well. And I'm about to actually use Jiaoqiu's ultimate right here because I want to weakness break these enemies so that they do not slow us down. Because that would kind of suck if we literally went down a whole cycle with our team members just because of the fact that we got hit by them. So we definitely want to hit them for sure. There we go. And now they're both goners. With Gallagher, we could just once again basic attack. We can use our skill right here. And now with Kafka, we can actually break Kokolia. There we go. And now with Black Swan, I'm going to inflict another stack of Arcana. And then Kafka is going to, of course, do her follow-up. And now we can also use Kafka's ultimate right here, which I love this ultimate. Super cool. Now the turbulence is going to kick in. Oh, okay. And now Gallagher is going to get hit, but this is fine. So with Gallagher, we're actually going to heal up Jiaoqiu right here because I also wanted to get her ultimate. We're going to be able to get this. There we go. And now we could just hit Kokolia right here. Kokolia is gonna get hit by that Arcana. But it's honestly fine. No, I blinked up. He would have just been a goner.
Another one.
They froze my sample. Please don't freeze me. Please don't freeze me. That's perfectly fine. Don't freeze. Oh my gosh. Oh no. She froze him. Oh my goodness. I swear. These freezes are so annoying to freaking deal with. Ah, my gosh. It's so annoying, but it's okay. We can basic attack right here. If I had one more ultimate for Kafka, I feel like we would be able to deal a good amount of damage to Kokolia right here. We are going to go into the next wave. We are going to get hit here, but it's fine. We are thankfully still alive and we will be able to finish this off. We're just gonna leave and then we can look at our builds real quick. Actually, can this team beat up Kafka right here? Oh my gosh, I just used Kafka and now we're gonna beat her up. Is this how it's gonna go? Kafka failed us by giving us a 3 cycle instead of a 2 cycle. Is that what it is? Let's actually just go to the team builds right now. So real quick, looking at our team builds, here is the Kafka for today's video. She is using Goodnight Sleepwell. I wanted to see how she would do with a 4-star light cone. And Goodnight Sleepwell is actually a really nice alternative if you do not have her signature light cone, which here are some alternatives that you can use. For her traces, they are maxed out. For her relics, we are using the prisoner set as well as the moth, which here are the relics real quick. And then here are also some alternative relic options and planar options that you can use. For her Eidolons, I did not activate any of them. This Kafka is completely E0. For Black Swan, here she is. Here are her stats. Here is her light cone. We are using her signature only because we actually only have one copy of S5 Eyes of the Prey. So I didn't have another Eyes of the Prey to give Black Swan, unfortunately. But here are some alternative light cone options you can use if you do not have Black Swan's signature light cone. For the traces, they are maxed out. For the relics, we are using Prisoner and Pan Cosmic. Pan Cosmic is just nice for the additional effect hit rate for Black Swan, as well as also the attack, which is pretty cool. And here are our relics. Also, here are some alternative relic and planar options you can use as well. Now for the Eidolons, she's completely E0. As for Jiaoqiu, here he is. He is using Eyes of the Prey, and here are some nice alternative light cone options you can use as well. For the traces, he is maxed out. For the relics, Pan Cosmic and Prisoner again. But if you don't want to use these, here are some alternative relic and planar options you can use. And then also, let's just go through his relics real quick. For his Eidolons, he is completely E0. I have not activated any of these. And lastly, we have Gallagher. Here are his stats. We are using the What is Real light cone just so in the case of Gallagher weakness breaking enemies, this is handy. But of course, here are some other alternative light cone options you can use on Gallagher. For the traces, they are maxed out. For the relics, he is using Passerby and Forge, and we can just go through them real quick. Here are some alternative relic and planar options as well. Then we have the Eidolons. Gallagher is E6 for this run. And if you don't want to use Gallagher, there's definitely alternative options you can use. You can use a character like Huahua, for example, as she will be able to give more energy and attack for the team, which is pretty beneficial. I just wanted to try out Gallagher though, especially because he can help with withering down those toughness meters, as I mentioned earlier in the video. That's why we're using him today. And he is yawning, and this is literally how I feel right now. I'm literally getting so sleepy, so it's definitely time for me to go to sleep after I'm done recording this. When it comes to Jiaoqiu, I do feel like he can be a nice option on this team just because of the fact that his Ashen Rose stacks will be pretty beneficial, as well as his ultimates zone. Those debuffs are just really handy for being able to deal more damage. So I do feel like, let's say your Ruan Mei is being fought after, like, does she go on my break team or does she go on my dot team? What do I do? You can definitely place your Ruan Mei on the break team, and if you do pick up Jiaoqiu, you can put him on your damage over time team. I do think 3 cycles is pretty decent overall, and him being able to, of course, have Ashen Rose be considered burn is pretty handy for the team as well. So if you do end up picking him up for your Acheron teams, I would say you can consider him on a damage over time team. Once again, I think he performed pretty decently. Black Swan, of course, is just really nice because of the Arcana, the defense drop, which is defense drop plus the vulnerability that Jiaoqiu will be able to inflict pair really nicely with one another. So that's really good as well, since you're getting really nice debuffs inflicted onto enemies. And of course, Black Swan is just an amazing pair with Kafka in general. And then here's Kafka herself, which of course she's one of the queens of damage over time. She's a really good enabler for the playstyle just because she'll be able to detonate it with her skill kit, which is really nice. We actually have a bonus showcase for today, which it's the same team, but I did use some premium light cones in this run instead of the previous run. The previous run had more 4-star light cones, while this one is going to have Kafka signature, Black Swan signature, as well as Jiaoqiu signature, just to see how it would perform. And I was actually able to get a 2-cycle with this team as well as these light cones here. So I just wanted to show this off for you guys, just how this played out a bit differently as well, with just me experimenting. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this, enjoy the music as well, and also enjoy where I show you guys the builds. And I feel like overall, this team is a pretty fun team to play. I just love seeing all the explosions with damage over time. And it's just so freaking cool because I just love when it's the enemy's turn. Okay, Arcana's going to kick in. Our tarot card is going to flip and boom, the enemy just gets freaking blown up and now they're dead. And then with Kafka, she's going to detonate it. So I think the team is pretty fun overall. And if you guys did enjoy this video, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like, support the video. Let me know what teams you guys have been enjoying recently. And also if there's any teams in particular you want me to showcase with Jiaoqiu, feel free to let me know. And I will be going to sleep now. So good night, everybody. I hope you all have a great one. Like always, peace.